E. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Hi and welcome to KILIMO Diaries. My name is Violet Njoki and today things are a little bit different. We're going to give you a news update before we get to the news of the day. So apparently with the new president, William Samoei Ruto, he has decided that he's going to make fertilizer a little bit affordable for our farmers. Apparently he gave orders that the prices should reduce from 6,000 Kenya shillings to around 3,500 Kenya shillings. We are hoping that this will be a bit of a relief to the farmers, that they can be able to get the best out of their products. Well, notwithstanding, he's also said that his government will strike a deal with Kenya Tea Development Agency, commonly known as KTDA, where the tea farmers will get subsidized fertilizers. Well, this is something that has been happening with the tea farmers. So I'm not quite sure of how this will be of help, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, that is the news update that we have for you. But in our research and with all the farms that we've been able to visit, we realized something. Kenyan soil has a lot to offer with the products that we have within our country and without. And that is why we took it up on us to visit a couple of counties, a couple of farms to see what they have. We actually do well with the legumes and fruits. And that is why today we give you a review of what we've been able to bring to you, the stories of the farmers, stories of the soil, and this is what we had.
As KILIMO Diaries, we have been able to go to different farms and even different counties to tell the stories of these farms, from crop farming, fruit farming, and even animal keeping. And on today's episode, we take a look at the different crops that Kenya has majored in and compare them to what other agricultural African countries have decided to major in. Kenya is a major producer of legumes, and one thing we know is that snow peas are legumes. Well, we did get to land in Meru County and we met with Peter, who is a major snow peas farmer, and we learned of the best ways to grow this crop.
Kwa majina naitwa Felix Mate. Mimi mkaaji wa hapa Taraka. Tunyai, location ya Tunyai. Mimi nauza sana kazi ya kilimo na biashara, lakini sana mimi ni farmer, lakini sio large scale sana. It's small scale farming. Kiwa nalima like 10 acres.
10 acres ndio unaita small scale?
Ndio, manake sasa kuna wengine wanalima 20, 30.
Wenyewe
Tunapanda snow peas kwanza sababu ni drought resistant. Hii hata mvua ikiwa kidogo inazaa, kama vile unaona hii hapa. Mazao yake unaona iko at least ni mazuri. Isipokuwa sasa hapa tuyapanda karibu kwa wingi, sababu tulikuwa tunataka kufanya intercropping ya hizi mazao mengine unaona hapa kunde. Sasa tulipanda kwa space ndio isikaribie hii ishindwe kusaa.
Okay, so tukisema snow peas, ukipanda snow peas unapanda na mbegu ama unapanda na seedling?
Hapana. Tunapanda kwa mbegu, na mbegu ni mbegu tunatumia nani lakini tunapanda kwa line, kwa kamba. Ndio tuwe na space ambayo ni standard.
Okay, na venye naona umepanda hivi na hivi, naona kama spacing yake si ati kubwa vile. Hiyo una space aje? Hii yenye zinafuatana hivi.
Hapo karibu ukiangalia hizo ni line mbili. Tumepanda hivyo kwa sababu ile ya pande itazaa pande ile, manake space ni kubwa, na hii ya huku na hii isae pande
hii.
Sasa wakati unapiga ndawa ndio uweze kupiga pande ile na pande hii.
Ndio zisipata ati mahali pamoja hivyo. Sana ukipanda inachukua muda toshanaje ndio ikuwe sasa kubwa, ikuwe sasa inaanza kukutolea mazao?
Hii inachukuanga huku kwetu season ni mbili. Kama hizo tulipanda September last year.
September?
October. Sasa hii mvua ya mwezi wa 4 April, hiyo SSI zinakuanga saisi. Sasa season hii ndio inazaa. Kwa hivyo hii ni ya mvua hapa, manake ni twice per year. Sasa inachukuanga twice. Mvua hiyo inazaa mvua ya pili. Wakati tunavuna hii, tunakuja tunakata kidogo, hii tunaifanyia kama pruning. Sasa inachipua tena. Ikichipua, sasa inachipua matawi mengi. Kwa hiyo sasa itaweza kuzaa zaidi.
Sasa tumepanda, tumeshaweka seedlings, imekuwa kubwa. Ikikuja kumwagilia maji, irrigation, mnaifanyaje?
Tunategemea maji ya mvua. Kwa hiyo mbaazi sio lazima, hata ikinyesha tu mvua tuseme 3 weeks, hiyo itanawiri vizuri, manake ni kama mti. Sio kama chakula ingine kama hii inahitaji mvua, na hii kama kunde sasa hii unavyoiona, mvua ya season ilikuwa chache. Haikuwa mingi. Ndio unaona ya saa vile inastahili. Manake ingekuwa imefunika kabisa.
Lakini sasa snow peas ni different.
Ni different.
Na sasa snow peas zinakuwa affected na pests na diseases.
Swali nzuri. Kwa kweli hii usipoitunza vizuri huwezi vuna chochote. Kama saizi ukiangalia kuna mfanyikazi anapiga ndawa kule. Kwa hiyo kuna wandundu fulani wanakula, hata ukiangalia kama mbaazi zile utaona kuna zingine asina mbegu full. Sasa sana viwavi vinapenda sana mbaazi. Kwa hivyo lazima tutumie ndawa. After every tunaweza kupiga ya weekly ama 14 days.
Na kuna dawa specific unatumia ndio isaidie mimea?
Actually hapa huwa tunatumia ndawa aina mbili sana sana napiganga Prosper ama Otran. Otran ni recommended kwa
mbaazi.
Tuna mix na maji kwa pump ya lita 20 ama 15 liters. Ukimix kama Otran ni 15 grams. Alafu kama ni Prosper inakuwa kipimo yake kwa pump ya lita 15 ni 30 ml.
Unakuja tunaipiga hizo siku 14 venye tu umesema.
Prosper ni interval ya 14 days. Lakini ukipiga kama Otran ni interval ya siku 7.
Siku 7?
Baada ya siku 7 inabidi urudie. Usiporudia utaweza kuta mbaazi zimeanza kuangamizwa na wadundu. Kuna wadundu wengine wako na ngozi ngumu au ndio hatari sana kwa Maanake huwezi kuwaona kwa haraka. Lakini ukipitia makini utakuta wamevamia sana kwenye hizo mazao.
Apart from the legumes, Kenya also does well in the food sector. We are major exporters of the Hass avocado, and of what good will we be if we do not get you info on how best to grow the Hass avocado for export?
My name is Boniface Gishonge. We are in Meru County and we are doing Hass avocados.
Hass avocados. What is the difference between Hass avocados and the avocados that we have kawaida?
There is in terms of quality, the Hass avocado usually has better taste, better keep. So, and it's generally the avocado that is adopted by many for export because of its good qualities.
Yes. So when you talk about Hass avocados, as a farmer, what are the basic things that you need to know before you decide to plant or to farm Hass avocados?
First of all, you need to look at the soils, the climate where you are, and see what really works well with avocados, because they will not work in every type of soil. The avocados need soils that are well drained, and you must also have some good source of water. Because they are somewhat dusty. So the Hass avocados, when you're starting up, do you start with like a seed, or is it a seedling, or how does that go about? Usually when you start with a seedling, a seed, it will take longer for you to be in production. So most of the avocado farmers will usually start from grafted seedlings, where you take the conventional avocado, which is rootstock, and then you graft it with the Hass avocado or the any other variety that you would want to take for your particular case.
So, and how, when you're planting it, how deep in the ground are you supposed to put this seedling so that you can jua sijaifunika kabisa yenye haita uproot?
Of course, that also varies, depending on the soil type. Of course, in books, they say most of the times, you do 2 by 2. That is 2 feet deep. But for our soils here, where we are right now in Meru, we're in the lower region, and it's more of a silt formation. So if you go very deep, again, you lose it. You might have issues of waterlogging, where the soil will not drain as easily as you wanted, so you might lose your plants. So for us here, we adopt a slightly, not a very deep planting, but we usually come up slightly. We usually do a 1 foot depth, then we mound up
Oh, from there now it comes growing. Yeah. And so when it's down, you put the 1 foot depth. Yes. What about the spacing, like between one avocado plant to the other one? What kind of spacing should you consider?
Again, this is, I think it more goes with the farmers. This is specific. There are those who will go with 5, others will go with 6, 7 by 4. But for us here, we've decided to do a different thing altogether. We are doing a 5.5 square. That's 5.5 meters by 5.5 meters. Yeah.
And I've seen that you have also done something like mulching. Yeah. Why do you decide to go for that?
Now let's maybe from where we start. We are what we'd call conventional farmers, so we are farming sustainably. If you look down here, you can see there's no weeding that has been done.
Yes. This
is on purpose because we want to conserve moisture, and we also want to kind of encourage biodiversity that comes with conservation and sustainable farming.
Yes.
So that we reap the benefits that come with this kind of farming. With this kind of farming, because the soil is not exposed, we have all sorts of grasses, all sorts of cover crops planted here, so that we retain the soil moisture at optimum levels.
You've talked about leaving the weeds to preserve moisture.
Yeah.
When it comes, considering that this is a very hot place at times,
yes.
How do you do your irrigation? How do your plants get water?
Currently, though we will automate in future, but currently we are doing a direct watering, where we water it manually. We've not really adopted the drip or the micro sprinklers.
Or the ones?
Yes, the ones that you put just below the tree, a few meters from the tree, maybe a meter from the tree. We've not reached there yet, but it's a work in progress. We'll get there soon. Yes.
And so, even considering that you're putting in mulching, what about when it comes to fertilizers? Do you use fertilizers on your trees?
No, we are not using fertilizers here currently, because we are also somewhat organic. Yeah, we are running away from the use of so many chemicals. That's the same thing we are adopting in terms of fighting the weeds. We are not using any insecticides or herbicides. So that's why we actually go through this form of farming, so that we avoid the use of all these chemicals and such like things.
Oh, it seems like organic is the way to go.
Yeah, sure.
How do you deal with that?
Now, avocado has one major pest, I would call it. Usually the damage that comes with the fruits as they mature,
yes,
which is FCM. And that we use, we have traps that we usually use to monitor and to also kind of track the events as they move. You also monitor incidences of that. The traps will also take, or maybe we would say, the traps would also capture some of those pests.
Yes.
So that's the method we are using at the moment. Yes.
And when it comes to like diseases, what are some of the diseases that affect the hash avocado trees, and how do you deal with that?
Well, there are many, but it depends also on the region. Like for us here, the common one is usually what they call root rot, but we don't have that incidence here, simply because we're in a lower altitude area and the temperatures here are always almost high. So we don't have an environment that will really allow the conditions that will accept for the root rot to take effect.
Well, that is not all that we have. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back to look at what we have as a country and what other countries within East Africa. Maybe let's say Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania, we do not know what we're looking at, but we're going to see what do they offer and how different is it from ours. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back.
You are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories. Disability is not only limited to physical disorder, but also mental issue. From depression,
I was under depression for like 2 years.
bipolar,
Bipolar disorder is mood disorder.
and even suicidal thoughts.
When I was just about to hang myself, a certain voice just talked to me, and I believe that was God. I tried suicide more than 6 times.
Beyond the Limit has gone beyond its limit to find answers so as to help everyone go through life with ease. Join Mudhoni Maina every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Starting this September at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday, The Realtor brings it all to perspective. We identify a property, discuss and demonstrate the journey towards ownership.
Professionals who have integrity, and from their catalog you can easily read that these are professionals who are able to deliver.
Everywhere you go, you have to up your games, you have to go with the trends.
Not forgetting the margins as well as the risks that come along.
The runaway prices of the land. We are saying that it's something that we can never go without mentioning. Any developer will not go without mentioning price of land.
Don't miss out. Do you want the latest news on farming? We've got the WikiLeaks for you. Get it? No? Well, okay. Every week, we give you insights on different farms from crop farming to
Welcome back. For those who missed the first part, we are doing just but a small review of what Kenyan soil has to offer in comparison to East African countries. And we've given you maybe a look of the legumes and a bit of fruit, but we still have another fruit we haven't looked at. We're going to let you understand what we had to offer with the passion fruit, and then maybe look at maybe Uganda and Rwanda and see how different are they from our Kenyan soils.
To note is that avocado is not the only fruit that we are known for, but passion fruit is also a major recognition in the Kenyan market. And with this in mind, Othaya was definitely a stop we needed to make to learn about this fruit.
I am Zachary Ichaura Mwaniki Zim. I come from Karema in Othaya, and I am a farmer. So I thought I'd do passion, and that's what I'm doing.
Ah.
Yes.
So planting the passion.
Yes.
Do you start from seeds or do you start from a seedling?
You can start from both, but because of time, I found it convenient to look for varieties that are grafted. I understood the local ones were not grafted, they have a problem with different bacterial diseases, and they will not be able to fetch water from down below. So I look for literature, documentaries from all over. I noted Oxfam did some bit of literature. I had a PDF that I downloaded on passion. So I read issues of passion, how you plant, how you do spacing, all those things.
Yes.
But because they were very far and I could not be able to reach them, I got a person certified in a local area that was doing passion.
Yes.
Grafting. So and I went for that.
Ah, so that is how you started.
That's how I started.
Ah.
Yes.
How do you plant the passion tree? Like now you got the grafted one. How did you plant it in the soil? Like did you have to put it in cool and like funika huko ndani?
So what you do, you dig a hole. This time I was preferring 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet down. Then I mix the top soil with enough manure and DAP. So after that I take my plants as it is in that pot. I plant it as it is, but I remove the pot. I leave it, because of the grafting, I leave it with that.
You call it the plant itself, okay? The baby plant.
But that tape that binds.
Oh, okay. The two, because they are grafted, there's a tape.
Grafted,
yes.
There's a tape. I leave them in press for like 2 weeks. I water, I do mulching, And after 2 weeks, I cut that tape. And the plant will have healed completely. So, and I make sure that I don't stay more than 2 weeks because that tape will be overgrown by the passion.
The passion.
Yes. That's how I plant. But I also observe space so that I have 10 by 10.
When you say 10 by 10, it's 10 feet?
10 feet by 10 feet. That's what I was trying to attain. And because I had the holes that had tree tomato, I was keeping one. Because tree tomato was 5 feet.
5 feet. Oh, so now it's making it easier.
It made it easier. And because there was manure mixed there, there was fertilizer for the other one, I did not have to add much.
Yes.
I only added probably a debe of manure. And then I mixed it over again.
Yes.
And I planted.
Okay. Yes. And what about when it comes to like watering them?
You can see I have a drip irrigation system. Simple. I did a well. I connected myself to the drip lines. Instead of using the normal drip, and because I had the drips, I connected the button drips. Button drip. So that I would have more water in a shorter time, so that I could now move to another area. So that's how I did it. But you can see the other drip, the flow rate is a bit low.
Yes.
So I perforated with that button drip, and I can have more water in a shorter time. Yes. And they retain moisture. So if you look at this, it has not rained here for like 3 weeks.
3 weeks? But your plants are still...
The plants are still wet.
Wow,
and
true.
The micronutrients are there. There is water. And if you look at this, you can see some growth here. So meaning that there is life in the soil. There is life in the soil. So this is how I've maintained. And if I have to water, probably maybe once per week.
Once per week, okay, that's
watering using electricity is a cost.
Yes.
So I make sure that I must maximally utilize my resources.
Yes.
So that I don't have a loss.
When we are talking about when we've dug up and we've seen how still moist the soil is, we've seen the white, and you've told me it's a show of life.
Yes.
Are the passion fruits also affected by pests and diseases?
Yes, they are affected by pests and diseases. Like you have a problem of aphids, of course not much, but the major problem we have is bacterial diseases and viral. You find sometimes the one plant just dries up, and we have very little to do with that. At times you find there is a dryness, a hardness. Like this one has that problem, so it's hard. So as compared to this healthy one, and it's one of the problems that we are facing. Sometimes you have solutions, but the solutions are too expensive. But because it's intended to occupy the space in between the macadamia, if I do a life of 2 years, then I'll be comfortable. Wow. Then you can move to something else. Yes.
So we've seen that you have a couple of fruits. Even some are continuing to grow as much as you're getting the ripe ones. How many times do you harvest in a year?
It depends on whether you irrigate or not. So when you irrigate, you have a production throughout. So in a week, you're able to come back, pick whatever has dropped or what is really ripe. So that's what you take to the market. I now sell, because I have added like 200 after. So those ones are at this stage, and that is what I want to take to the market. The market may now be bigger. I may take to Nyeri, to Karatina, and probably bigger town. But right now I'm selling in Othaya, and I'm not able to meet the demand.
Wow. So farmers in Othaya need to invest.
You need to invest, but you see, it's tricky. You have to make sure that you stake this. You use pesticides.
Yes.
You use fertilizer and mulching.
Yes.
So very few people are willing to take that initiative. The risk, it can be expensive.
Yes.
But because I have to find an activity and make money, I find it worthy to look for those posts, look for a wire.
A wire to hold them up.
Yeah, no, it's a cost.
Yes.
Drip is also a cost.
Yes.
So not many people manage to do that.
What are some of the challenges that a farmer can face, or rather even you face when you're growing the passion fruit?
My major challenge is like now it has not rained for some time. So that's a big challenge because even the wells that you're using, the water levels have gone down.
Yes.
So if I was pumping for 3 hours, then I'm able to only do like 1 hour or so.
Yes.
I've mitigated that by doing the mulching.
Yes.
The other major problem I have is a mole.
Yes.
Mole fuko. Imenisumbua. Kitu jinga. But I'm trying to plant this plant here.
Yes.
They say the roots are poisonous to moles. It's called Vogeri, Tophaceae vogeri. And it has assisted patry. But still I have a problem of moles.
It is believed that Uganda's main crop is banana. But weirdly enough, I found out that maize is the main agricultural product. If you had randomly asked me, I would have just said bananas as well. Downturn a bit, what will you say is Rwanda's main crop? Actually, it's coffee and tea. Yes, I know, a bit similar to Kenya's main cash crop. However, tubers like cassava and potatoes and even plantains are known to be a big deal in this green country. I would have said that plantains are for Uganda